Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another PSN commentary channel. Now, one thing I want to cover just before I start with what will be the Sims 3 is actually kind of a bit of a, how to say this, is a grave matter, so to speak. To put it quite frankly, Lewis6235 has been permanently banned from PSN as of April the 8th of 2015. Now, this I think came around as a fact of, let's just say I was banned for misconduct as per the community code standards, something like that. And yeah, quite frankly, it's a load of bollocks, and I think it came down to the fact I've been banned for it multiple times over the past 3 and a bit years. Well, actually, no, the very first offence I got was actually to do hate speech, and that which came from Little Planet 2. Not exactly sure how it came about as hate speech, it was more like, I would say, harassment, but oh well. But yeah, long story short, these offences have accumulated, and now it's went towards a permanent ban, even though technically speaking it's a permanent suspension, but oh well. So just adjust this slightly. There we go. Right. So yeah, I've started a new account, which I think any future recordings of, like, say, games I do in the future, that's what I'll be doing it, both online and single player. That will be Lewis Wilkinson. And hopefully, I'm hoping that, if I had to really say it, was probably something to do with, how do I say this? The fetish side of things. That's probably the main reason, so I'm going to completely avoid that in the future, and let's just hope Sony doesn't try and throw the ban hammer nilly-willy this time. But just to prove it, I'll just set it up here as a email address and password. No. Access to Sony Entertainment Network by this account has been banned or temporarily suspended. I think there's A02A231. Well, yeah, that's not a permanent ban, but yeah, it's a permanent fucking suspension nonetheless. But yeah, just another thing to cover. Yeah, I've been playing other games recently just to try and get a trophies count on that up, and yeah, oh no, this user obviously on that. Yeah, I think it's user based rather than account based, because yeah, whatever counts, or what every trophy the user's got, it can be associated to any account, I think. Well, I say I think because I'm not 100% certain on that. You know, it could be the fact I might be mistaken on that. But yeah. But anyway, I suppose I'll talk more about that later, and now when the time comes, and now which will probably be another GT Online commentary. Yeah, that's another thing. I've lost all my progress on all the Moppler games, which doesn't actually bother me as much, except for GT Online. I mean, fucking hell, that's like a year and a half almost the worth of progress lost. Maybe not constantly, but it was kind of constant, because that was probably the main game I played throughout the time that I got it, you know, because I haven't touched Call of Duty all that much, or fuck, just about any other games, so yeah, not really happy about that, but yeah, well. But yeah, I suppose I might as well actually try to get fucking games sold. If you'll excuse me for a moment. Yeah, a bit bulked up. I've just been particularly busy for the past few weeks, as you can see. Well, not just weeks and now, I would say, yeah. Been busy with the works of college and such. Now that I'm studying at bloody H&D, yeah, you can imagine it's probably a pain in the ass. But yeah. All that aside, though, yeah, I don't necessarily see the permanent ban as an entirely bad thing. It's just mostly full of shit. Because, yeah, what I've been trying to do is just been trying to work around it and see how I can make a good new start, which so far hasn't been too bad. I mean, if you want to know, I've already got 2 platinums and I'm working on my way towards getting a third with 3 other games that I could get a potential platinum from if I spend just a bit more time with it. So, and then it's not that bad. Because I thought see, the only 2 platinums I got for, the only 2 platinums I got was for Avatar and Minecraft, whereas now I feel like I get much more, but, oh well. I suppose I'll just leave it there for the time being then. Discuss it when it's more appropriate. But anywho, here is The Sims 3. Now, where do I start with The Sims? Right. The Sims, I got introduced to, I think, way back in, oh god, I can't remember. It was either late 2000 or early 2001. And I mean, correct me if I'm wrong here. I don't even think it was that early. I think it was either around 2002, 2003 when I got my PS2. Because I mind one of the very first games I got was actually The Sims Bustin Out. And yeah, with that game, I specifically mind it simply because of the fact that, yeah, there was a lot of fun times I had with that, and holy shit. In fact, yeah, I would say if there was a top 10 ranking for the amount of total time I've spent on any game, The Sims Bustin' Out would definitely be up there, easily, without a doubt. I would say even just 200 hours might not do any justice, and I think I spent upwards of around 350, 450 hours, and on a game that's not even online based. And I'll admit, I did the campaign multiple times, single player, but never actually got it. In fact, to this day, I've never beaten it. I think the closest I've ever got is just having to do the last career and just couldn't be fucked with it. But yeah. Then I've played other games like, let me think here. Yeah, I played other games like, I've played the original Sims. That wasn't too bad, if a bit difficult at times, and maybe not so complex as later games are. And then there was there was a Sims. Oh, I'm can't remember what order it came next. I think it was if I had to say, I think it was the Sims Busting Out for, I think it was the PS2 version, and that was pretty decent. And following that, I played both the GB versions of Sims Busting Out and The Sims. If I had to say, probably the Sims Busting Out. No, sorry, I got them mixed up. Yeah, I then got the Urbs in the City. That's the game I was going to refer. Yeah, after the third game I got was the Urbs in the City. That was pretty decent. Then I got both the Urbs in the City and the Sims Busting Out. If I had to say, the Urbs in the City was probably better, but only marginally so. Because again, I think with the GPA, it's just you can't really get very many sophisticated games in it. After that, I just came to Sims 2. That game was shit, because in comparison to the PC version, it was just really limited. I wasn't a fan of it. But then came this, and all the things that I wanted in that game came out here. Well, except maybe for occasional spikes of lag, but yeah, this game is not too bad. Like, I've spent quite a while on it, but obviously not to the extent Sims Busting Out and that. But yeah, you can tell because I've actually got not one, not two, but 3 different families that I've been working on. And obviously my main family, Lewis Wilkinson. Yeah, that's the one I've been spending time on practically the most. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and cover, say, a family each and per video. So I'm thinking what I might actually do. I was going to do this Lewis Wilkinson family first, but I think I might not do them any justice. And I was thinking I might actually try to do I'm contemplating doing Duke Nukem and Heavy Rain, but alright, you know what? I'll just do Heavy Rain B. Why not? It's not the latest save, but fuck it. Yeah, I think the thing is regarding it. I mean, obviously this will never be as complicated as the PC version, but at least I can admire it for the fact that it feels more complete, like there's less core features that I'm missing, and you know, this feels like Sims games actually wanted, and hopefully when The Sims 4 comes out, which, yeah, I can't remember when it was released, but I think it was released about a good 3-4 months ago, so hopefully either later on this year or maybe sometime next year they'll release a PS4 version and I'll have plenty of fun with that. Yeah, in fact the PS4 version should be, PS4 slash Xbox One should be able to handle it, but then again, you would be surprised. Right, here's The Sims 3 right here, and yeah, I'll admit that, see for me, like, obviously I've had grand plans in the long scheme of things, and as this came out, I think just 3.5 weeks, which isn't too shabby, and yeah, if you can tell, I've based these all on Heavy Rain characters, and let me see if I can get the menu working. Yeah, I'll admit, trying to get a lookalike of these characters, it was a bit of a pain in the ass. Like, I'm talking about, yeah, it was kind of frustrating, and yeah, it wasn't easy, but all things considered, it could have been a fuck ton worse. And I mean, I managed to get something of a lookalike, and with particular praise to Ethan Mars and Scott Shelby. I mean, they kind of look alike, and whereas Madison and Norman, not so much. And you know, so yeah, that's kind of a brief history of that. Oh boy, but yeah. So what exactly is so special about Sims 3? Well, obviously for one, there's the whole age process kind of thing. That's something I was actually really wanting to do for let me see it. Yeah, that was something I was wanting to do for, oh fuck. Oh, that's a, yeah, I think I might have saved this shortly after the pregnancy, and oh fuck. Yeah, that's another thing, because the whole age procession kind of thing comes let me see, I'll skip through this. But yeah, I think one of the things that impresses me with the Sims 3 is actually how they managed to do like the whole age processing, and this is something you can actually alter, because I hear that, you know, you can make it go really quick, like last thing I think the whole cycle going like say less than 3 or 4 weeks, or you can make it extremely long where the whole cycle can easily last over the process of 3 to 5 years in game. So basically hundreds, if not like over 1,000 weeks. And no, sorry, not over 1,000 weeks. What I'm talking about, over 1,000 days. You know. So yeah, huge difference. But yeah, I think that's just the thing about this. And I mean, if I had to be honest, one of the things that bothers me. Oh, and Ethan Man got a promotion. Yeah. Yeah. Basically, one of the things that kind of like, how can I say it really? Like, I would say maybe one thing that bothers me about this game is the fact I feel it's actually rather easy. I don't say that lightly, but honestly, you know what bothers me? I'll try and show it here if I can. Right, karma. Yeah, basically you get a bunch of karma points every night, as well as you do any achievements, and usually not much, but you know, they add up over time. And essentially, these give you either good perks, which is up here, or bad perks, which is down here. Most of these are balanced-ish. Like, you know, they cost a fair bit, but they do help a bit here and there, and obviously the ones are kind of shit, but yeah, one that breaks the fucking game is the giant jackpot. And you know, maybe divine intervention as well, depending on how you see it, but yeah, I would say the giant jackpot is just game breaking, and I say that because over time it's just that kind of money shouldn't even be available. Not even just if I had done, I would have reduced all that by 10 times. So and from 100 to about 15,000, or at the very least cut in half, and or a third maybe. Because I just think that getting a whole bunch of money like that early on, and it's just like, oh, I think it ruins the pace of the game a bit, to be honest. 'Cause you never got some of that, for say, the Sims Bustin Out or the original Sims. That was just never a thing. But yeah, this is what I was talking about here. And actually, no, wait. Occasionally you do get negative ones, but yeah, kind of rare. And I think this is one that's actually an earthquake, is it? Oh, I don't even know. But yeah. So yeah, that happened, but yeah, from what I recall, yeah, I think the thing is with The Sims 3 is, would I say it's a bad game? No, I wouldn't. Like, it's not terrible, and it's not even bad. It's just sometimes I feel like it could have been so much more. Like, when I say that, it's like, it's a good game that's flawed by several things. Mainly partially the lag that does it for me, and partially the fact the game's just a bit too easy. Yeah, I actually like my games to be rather challenging, It's not the fact I like to punish myself, more so the fact that it's just down to how I feel the game's a bit too friendly. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just I get memories back from, well, mind you, the Sims Blossom wasn't too hard, but even then you'd have times where you would have to manage your finances and do quite a bit of work for something that may not necessarily pay off until later on. I don't mind that. And I think the original Sims was even harder in that aspect, hence why I struggled with that. But I prefer a game that I struggle with than a game that I can just breeze by, you know? At least that's me anyway, I mean, it's not like it's, the world's worst thing if you don't, but me, personally, I've just been kind of like indifferent to the whole thing. And, like, I would say that perhaps probably one of the key features of The Sims 3 mainly comes from oh yeah, if there's one last big complaint I could actually speak of, and it's probably the fact that everyone's asleep and the bath's broke. But yeah, if I had to say, one of the key complaints that I have actually comes just from the fact that it's actually just to do with how you can't integrate multiple created families into the one area. Like, yeah, that's just not a thing. And it's unfortunate because I would have rather it been a thing. Like, when I say integrated to like the one neighbourhood, I'm talking about like, it's pretty much just the fact that, yeah, it's kind of a pain. Oh, fucking hell. Holy shit, 3 birthdays on the same day. Oh, fuck. But, yeah. I think that, yeah, that's ultimately the one thing that kind of really annoys me, because they managed to do it for The Sims Bustin Out. No, I'll just stay here. But, no. Just going, alright. But yeah, that's one of the things that actually kind of annoys me, and, like, I would say that mostly does it for me. Oh, fucking hell, he's going off to work as well. But, yeah, I think that actually kind of annoys me, mainly due to the fact that, yeah, I often feel that there are certain key features that were missing, and it's actually kind of annoying, particularly to do with the fact that, yeah, I would agree that the game could have been so much more if they just added several key features, and that. Not necessarily saying that's a bad thing. It's more just down to the fact that I think maybe it could have been limitations to PS3. Maybe I'm not entirely certain on that, but I'd like to think at least that they tried to implement, everything they could, which they did. I mean, at least they made an attempt, because I would have been fucking annoyed if they didn't bother the whole time / children aspect, because I think the thing is that actually makes one challenging aspect that the other sim games never had. Like, they were pretty much, they were pretty much games that, how do I say this? Like, they never had the challenge of like having to deal with pregnancy, like, oh, yeah. They never had that challenge where once you got a good family run, you just pretty much kept going until you're right at the top. Whereas here you've got to deal with the additional challenge of pregnancy, and getting a new family started and all that shit. So that's one thing that I feel like they done right in terms of challenging aspects, but obviously to each their own, and I think me personally, and the game's good enough on its own, and I mean, don't get me wrong. Oh yeah, if there's another minor complaint I had, you probably noticed there a lot. Like, see, it keeps fucking resetting that fast forward thing. Like, I have no idea why it does that. Like, I think it's something to do, like, whenever you get a notification that's important or something, and that it just keeps, resetting or something. It's fucking annoying. Like, holy shit. And another promotion. Oh yeah. But yeah, that's one thing I would say is pretty damn annoying. And but yeah, well, I'd say overall it's probably, I'd say at least a half decent port, and considering that I think all the Sims gonna get ported from the PC, and that, if I'm correct. But yeah, I could be a lot worse. And another promotion. Oh, sheesh. Nope. I don't know. But yeah, I would say that, yeah, the game could be a lot worse, but again, at the same time, it could be better. And, see, it's not like, say, with games like, well, to give two extremes, and that, right? Minecraft and GT 4/5. Games I would recommend in an instant, because they're both really good games for what they're worth. Even though people say that GT4 has a bit of, how do I say this, conflict. And I say conflict mainly because of the fact that people can't seem to get used to GT4's realism, even though 5 continued in that direction. I don't even know. I think it was just more than just how it felt, like all the stuff around it, it was just, I think people can get used to the idea. And I think maybe perhaps it was partially due to how it took itself seriously, but yeah, Minecraft, well, it's also why I fucking recommend Minecraft. Not because it's a kid's game, no, it's not because of that, it's because I feel like there's a lot of creativity things that you can do with it, and it does it rather well, if I'm being honest. And so all in all, it's not that bad. And but yeah, whereas with a game like, oh, if I had to say, as there's no true bad games, but if I had to give just an opposite example, yeah, I would say, oh, and he's died. Well, let's just say, what's that fucking game called? Road to Hell Redemption or something? Yeah, that game's out of shit. And nobody would agree with. But this, I'm a bit of a dilemma though, because it's kind of in the middle. But overall, if I had to say, yeah, it's not that bad, I would say give it a shot, but just try to be a bit careful. See you in the next part.